body, and soul. Get ready to take the leap. It's time to embrace a brighter and healthier future with us at The Sear Show.
5, 4, 0.
Good morning, Nikki. How are you today?
Good morning, Sifu. I am excellent. And how are you this morning?
I am exceptional and I'm getting better every day. Every day I go for it. I need to get better than I was yesterday for sure.
Yes, I love that. Growth mindset.
That's it. And we have somebody joining us who is truly an exceptional human being. Let's go ahead and waste no time and bring Kelly to the stage. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you both.
Yes.
Great
yes.
to see you. Yes.
And before I said, everybody, I apologize. I'm not wearing red, but my heart is red for you guys and love you so much.
I love that.
I know, me too.
So today's is going to be an interesting topic, I believe. It's breaking limits and speaking boldly. And we were talking about when we were teenagers. I didn't know you were a magician, Kelly.
Ooh, I am. I'm magical.
Yeah. Yes, you are. We were talking earlier about our teenage years, and one of the things that I said is that when I was 13, 14, I was never wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and I guess then I was breaking limits and I was speaking boldly because no one else's opinion mattered, right?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Oof.
And Nikki was sharing similar accolades, if you will.
Yeah. I feel like there was, I started out speaking boldly and then there was negative feedback. So then I became quiet. And now in my 40s, I am learning how to speak boldly and embrace it.
That's amazing. I love that.
Mhm.
I love the embracing part.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, I'm getting to that point in my life, and maybe this is a common thing people start to experience as they get to the second half of their life, but you start caring less about what others think. And you just allow yourself to be who you are, and you embrace it, you embody it, and you do it unapologetically.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I see what you did there.
I know you can relate to that, Kelly.
Totally.
I think you have to jump in, Kelly. I think you have to.
All right. I will jump in. I love that you said unapologetically, because that's in the tagline of my podcast. And yeah, if you're always apologizing, you're never going to get anywhere. You can't be a people pleaser.
Ooh.
That's something we all need to grow out of.
Yes.
We're adults now. Stop it.
Stop it. Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that you said we're adults now, because this morning I listened to a radio and it's all about gospel music and all this kind of great stuff. And they talk about God and so forth. And they were having a discussion on 20-year-old females. We're asking 40-year-old females, what's one lesson you can teach me that you wish you would have known when you were 20? And one of them was exactly what you just said, Kelly. Stop being a people pleaser. Stop. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And one of the people said it is because when they were 20, everybody was an adult and they felt they had to be respectful and they couldn't talk back. They couldn't give their opinion. And they said, cut that out, because you have an opinion even at 20, even at 15. You have an opinion. And so for me, it's so important listen to our youngsters because they're my future.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah.
I felt like I could never say no when I was a kid.
Mm.
No was not allowed. No was not an option ever.
Yeah.
And when you're raised not being able to say no, because I have Southern parents, born in Texas, you have to respect your elders. You have to, the whole children have, be seen but not heard.
Ooh, I hate that.
We couldn't say no. We couldn't have our own opinions. And if we did, we'd get in pretty serious trouble. So I learned no was not an option ever. So I feel like those 20-year-olds asking the 40-year-olds, I think the 40-year-olds should all say, just say no. Learn to say no. You don't have to say yes to everything. Yeah. That's a hard lesson to learn because you feel like you're being rude and disrespectful and selfish, but you're not. You're being a doormat, is what you're being. And you're letting other people dictate your life. And that's not a life.
No.
That's a script. That's a role.
Oh, I like the fact that you said script because I was about to mention that I have a lot of friends in Hollywood in the production area and people who are responsible for saying yes to a movie, yes to spending millions and sometimes billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And they rarely ever say yes. They rarely ever say yes because they understand that when they say yes, money's going to be exchanged and it's going to be not just a couple of bucks. It's not $100, maybe
Right.
$100 million. And so the yeses have a lot of weight to them.
Yeah.
And we need to start to understand that our yeses need to have weight behind them. And I know Nikki's saying, I went to Hollywood. I was there and I got so many no's. And after so many no's, you realize that, hey, you know what? Maybe that no is the one that helped me understand that I need to find a different way. And sometimes hearing a no is an eye opener.
Yeah.
To maybe go do it again or fix what you have. Because if we got yeses all along, we would never become exceptional.
No. Everything would be too easy.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
The struggle is what makes you strong.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, like the butterfly struggles to get out of that cocoon.
Right.
And then when it does,
Right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had somebody on my Sifu's Mind Body Method and giving credit to Bethany Stone. And she was talking about if you ever opened up a cocoon, it's sticky.
Mm.
The liquid in it, it's sticky. So if you think about it, that's a real struggle because it's almost you have to fight not only the cocoon, but you're transforming in it, and then you're fighting the sticky stuff, trying to get out, and it keeps building you and building you and building you. So don't always take a no as the last resort. Say, what could I do? What can I change? Who do I become because of that no?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I remember when I was back in my previous career as an elementary school teacher, I remember when I had piloted my program, Mindful Matters, teaching kids how to manage their thoughts and emotions. After a year, the district shut it down. And I remember being so upset. And my principal had me in her office and she was talking to me. She goes, look, this is one no. It's one no right now. She goes, what does this open the door? What door now opens for you? And that ended up being what I do today, coaching.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I've learned to get curious and even excited when I hear no, because it's like, ooh, what's next? I wonder. Something more aligned, perhaps.
Yeah. What did that no just make room for?
That's
Exactly.
right.
It's exciting when you think about it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Total reframe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
Sometimes when I work with clients, because I also do interior design, architecture, I design things. And so I get an idea of what they're looking for, and then I'll draw something up for them. And all of a sudden they're like, I like it, but I'm like, a but is also sometimes like, not really, or no. And so I said, well, what do you like and what don't you like? And let's keep building from there. Or if you don't like it at all, let's scratch it and start fresh. Because maybe I did not fully understand what you wanted. And sometimes that no is it leads us to a better understanding, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you could look at it as a marketing, look at from a marketing perspective. Like I did this AI summit, AI Unleashed summit, and I thought it was going to be amazing. I had 9 speakers and we all had like really awesome ways we use our AI. And hardly anybody came and nobody bought our AI training afterwards. So, I mean, that was a big no, obviously, in marketing. If people don't show up and buy the thing, that's a no. So then you got to figure out, did you like some of it, or did you not like one thing, or did you hate the whole thing? So then you redesign, you try again, and you don't build the course unless somebody buys it, so you don't waste your time. Right? It's interesting.
Think of how many billionaires have been told no. I mean, look at
Yeah.
Amazon. Look at Amazon. He was working in a little dinky office, right?
Yeah.
And now he's flying these weird ships into space. But I'm not even going to tell you what it looks like. But, when we think about a no is it's not every door you knock on is going to be open. Maybe they're not even home, right?
Exactly.
So maybe when you were marketing your AI, maybe the right people were somewhere else, right? Because maybe they were home to answer the door. And one of the things is sometimes I say is, if somebody knocks on your door and you don't answer it, opportunity may leave.
Yeah. It'll go find somebody else that will open the door.
That's it. That's it.
That's a good point.
Can you imagine if we all invested in Amazon back in the day? Even $100, even if you just said, I'll just buy one share.
I know, man.
One. Or Google, right? Just one. Or IBM back in the day. Well, just one. Apple. Just one share.
I know.
Sometimes we miss the boat, right?
Yes. Yes. And it's a good argument for time travel.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah. And I say there's always another boat that comes. So
That's true. The boats never stop.
That's right.
Let's consider breaking limits, right?
Yeah.
We sometimes the people who break a limit don't know there was even a limit. There was a story about, I think it was a several day race, like a 5-day race or something crazy like that. And this guy showed up, and I'm forgetting his name, but it was a true story, right? And he showed up in overalls, not running sneakers. He was just a farmer.
Okay.
And everybody else was all, in their sneakers and their gear, and they laughed at him. And he's like, well, I'm here for the race. Like, okay. And nobody told him that people were stopping and going to sleep. So he finished early. He beat them all because he didn't know what the other people were doing.
Wow.
And so nobody said to him, hey, you're going to run for 5 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours and rest. And then, rest for 6 hours and then run again for 6. So nobody told him that. So he just ran. And I don't know exactly how many days it was. And it was, I think it was somewhere in Europe somewhere. And this man won the race. And after that, just the same way that the first person broke the 4-minute mile, they didn't know there was a limit, right? They didn't know that oh, in 4 minutes, nobody else can do it. No, there was no limitation they put on themselves. So when we can break a limit, it's because if we see a limit, we believe we can't break it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I always say, don't ever think of your life as limit it. It should be limitless.
Yes.
There is no ceiling, not even a glass one. There is no glass. Look up at the sky, right? Not when you're indoors. Right now, I see the roof. It's about 18 feet high where I am, 18 feet high. And that's pretty high, right? But if I step outside, there's no limit.
Yeah.
Right? We can go for many, many years and still nothing.
Yeah.
Let's not be limited. Let's be limitless.
It's all in your head.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah, I love that story that you shared, Sifu, and it reminded me of another, I think it's a story that I heard, and I think it was about the bumblebee, that according to the size of the body compared to the size of the wings, it's not really likely that it could fly, but nobody ever told the bumblebee that it couldn't fly.
That's awesome. That's a good point. Their wings are tiny.
Mhm.
I mean, look at a dragonfly
Mm.
or a butterfly. Their wings are gigantic for their little
Yes.
tiny bodies. I never knew that. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's very interesting when we think about the things that don't make sense, but yet
Mm-hmm.
still happens.
Yeah, totally.
So Kelly, you and I were on a show together, and we talked about the importance of public speaking and getting on a stage and just speaking with another person and understanding and listening and everything. And today we also want to talk about speaking boldly. What does that mean to you?
That means not being afraid to say the thing that you need to say, not editing yourself, not filtering yourself. I mean, there's good filters. Like, you shouldn't be rude,
Right.
but I see a lot of people who are scared to be authentic. They're scared to say what they really believe. They're scared to say what they really think because they're worried how people will judge them for it. So speaking boldly to me is, stop caring what other people are going to decide about you. Decide about yourself, what you want to think about yourself, and then you will have the power to speak boldly because you're not going to be worried about offending everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Although-
which can be very easy to do.
Yeah. But then cancel culture, I think, has scared people. I think it is cut down on the ability to speak boldly because now there's this whole possibility you get canceled. So,
Right.
I guess you got to walk the line. You got to see the line and you got to walk it. So don't offend everybody, but don't be afraid to say what you need to say. And I feel like if you're tuned in with your higher power, you know what you can say safely. And I think a lot of people feel this desire to say something and don't do it. But I feel like if you feel the desire, probably God put that there. So you should probably say it. And yeah, you might get some fallout. It might be rough. You might get some feedback you don't love. But you might also change somebody's life. There might be somebody out there that needs to hear what you're scared to say. And if you don't say it, then you don't change their lives. And that's, I think, worse than anything, is being sent here to change lives and to not do it.
Mm-hmm.
When we do have the freedom of speech and we don't use it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fallout lately because of, let's just say, the government, right?
Yeah.
And it's people are afraid now to speak out.
They are.
But then there's those who are not afraid,
Mhm.
and they will stand behind. They will they'll go to jail willingly
Yeah.
to stand up for what they believe in. And I think that we have to understand that if we're in a country that has allotted us that freedom of speech, and yet we can't, it's got to be something we need to do, something we need to say, something we need to support people who are saying the things that we may not want to say, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Got to be brave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do. It takes courage to
it
speak.
does take courage.
Kelly, before you mentioned the cancel culture, and it just gave me this idea that either way you can get canceled. You can say something, right? You could say something and speak up. I think of Roseanne Barr, who spoke up and they canceled her from her own show.
Right.
And I've experienced this personally, and I know I'm not the only one. I have canceled the life that I know I was meant to live because I stayed silent,
Right.
because I didn't speak up, and how you lose trust with yourself. And at one point, you might become just a shell of a person, just kind of going through life and staying at mediocre. So if there's going to be a consequence anyway, you might as well just have the courage to speak up, again, like you said, with respect. And I always ask for what purpose, or what's important for me to say. And
Right.
staying true to you,
Yeah.
I think, is the route to follow.
Right.
That's why the name of this show is called The Seer Show. It's seeking the truth on health, fitness, and mindset. The seer means to seek, right? To look at.
Yeah.
And so this is why we are bringing incredible people like you, Kelly, because sometimes we need to hear the truth.
Yeah.
And like a few good men, can you handle the truth? So that's one of the things that we have to consider. And the truth is, I got to shut my phone off because I forgot. So
I thought that was on purpose, that you put that music in there, like a bump, like you made a joke, and then
Right.
there was music.
You can't handle the truth.
But we do have drumming. So let's see. Can we handle the truth? Let's see. I think I have drums over here somewhere. But here we go. I think I added it, and anytime anybody, just let me know now.
I love it. Drum roll, please.
Yes. So anytime you need a drum roll, just let me know, and I'll throw it on.
Perfect.
Nikki can do it. She's also. You
I
just
love
got to
it.
go to the media part. Nikki.
Yeah.
Yes.
With even sound effects. Yes. Yes to sound effects.
Yes,
Yes.
to the funny ones, right, or the good ones. And
Yeah.
if you want to get popping and moving, we got this one. Let's break this one.
It brings a lightness, right, and a levity to maybe
Yeah. I like it.
We'll shut
Mhm.
that one down. We'll shut down. This is a weird one. Let me see if you guys get this one.
I like it.
That's smooth,
That is chill.
chill, yeah. Smooth.
I'm going to tell you how funny the name of this one is, okay? It's called Feeding the Ducks. Where does that come from?
Yeah,
That's
there's a total disconnect for me. I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know why they named it Feeding the Ducks, but hey, it's part of StreamYard. They put it there, so very interesting. I think, to be honest, speaking boldly is sometimes getting in trouble for your beliefs.
Yeah.
And the funniest things is when you listen to a child and they speak boldly.
Oh,
Sometimes they'll say things that are embarrassing even. So it's funny because sometimes I teach kids, right? And I'll say something and the kids go, no, my mom, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, don't say that. They'll start saying, oh, my mommy said this to dad or whatever. And I'm like, whoa. And the parents are like, oh, no.
Ah!
And then, or somebody will say, my mom is this, how, their age. And
Yeah.
the mom's like, don't say that.
Yeah. they don't know any better, right? So they just say what's true for them.
They didn't know the limit.
They don't know the limit.
And they
Right.
spoke boldly.
And they speak boldly. I think it's natural for us
Mhm.
to speak boldly. I see it with my little nephew and niece. No is like one of the first words they learn, and they say it. No, they say it very like clearly and matter of factly. So we're born able to say it, and then we learn limits, and then we want to people please, we want to be liked, we want to be part of the tribe, and so we silence. And then I think there's, like there's a circle, right? And then I think as we get older and we just stop caring, not completely, but I won't say it like that. I'll say we prioritize how we feel.
There you go.
Over most.
Yeah.
And so it becomes a little easier to say no again, but it was always natural.
Yeah. We were born with it, and then it got squashed out of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said earlier, Kelly, about kids should be seen and not heard, and I really despise that saying. And to me, is the reason we have kids is because they're a gift.
Yes.
To me, anyway. I have two incredible humans now. They're boys. I call them humans because they're 21 and 24. They're still my babies, right? They're still my little guys.
That will always be your babies. Yes.
I know, even though they're both bigger than me. It's 6'3", I'm 6'1". They're huge and muscular and all this stuff. But I say, I still call them my angels, my little guys.
Aww.
And when people say kids are to be seen and not heard, that really bothers me, because it shows that they don't value, or maybe they don't value their childhood. Maybe they were during their childhood, or maybe that's what they were told and they never had a voice as a child.
Right.
And so a lot of time I've been to people's homes and they go, "Oh, that's the kids' table."
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think sits at the kids' table?
You?
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
I go and hang out with the kids. Recently, I was with Jose Escobar, and he brought his whole family to dinner. And I knew they were coming, right? But I went to the bathroom. They hadn't arrived yet. And the great thing is, when I came out of the bathroom, I saw them and I was like, "Oh my God," I was so excited. And I went over there and I said hi to them. But the kid in me came out.
Aww.
And I was so thrilled, and I was helping them, and I was like, "What do you want? What do you need?" And for me, it was just such joy. For other people, not nobody at our table, but I'm sure other people go, "Oh man, you're bringing your kids like 2 years old and 1 year old," and because people don't accept that, we were that once. We were that young. We were that naive back in the day, right? If you will. Because kids don't know better. They'll say things, and I love listening to kids. They teach me constantly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Out of the mouths of babes, right?
That's
They
it.
say some gems sometimes.
Let me share something with you, and then if you want to talk about it, we can. You followed the rules, tried the restrictions, counted the carbs, the steps, and the failures. You're not lazy, you're exhausted from doing it all without real change. What if the problem isn't you, but the plan? Sifu's Mind-Body Method is a 90-day transformation built on 7 unshakable pillars: mindset, movement, nutrition, hydration, fasting, journaling, and faith. This isn't another shortcut. It's your structure, your strength, your reset. You don't need harder, you need better. Ready to begin? Start today. That's me.
I love that.
That's you. Yeah. Breaking through some limits.
Yeah.
Yes. Physical limits. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
I
right.
think that when we realize the potential that we have as humans, we need to engage with that. We can't let somebody else hold the reins when it comes to our own life.
Yeah.
Right.
And that goes whether it's your physical, your mental, or even your attitude, I think. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
The way you behave everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one way to begin breaking through limits is to start questioning everything that you have been told or you've seen or you've heard, especially if something about it just feels a little bit off, right? You know, it's kind of like going back to the kids should be seen and not heard. Well, that was a mentality how many years ago? And I feel like it's just been repeated over and over again instead
Yeah.
of stopping and asking, well, for what purpose
Yeah.
should they be seen and not heard?
Yeah.
And adopting your own new way of thinking.
Yeah. I feel like my son is really wise. He's 20 now,
Mm, nice.
but when he was young, he said things that just made me go, "Who are you? How old are you? Where did you learn that?" Like sometimes when we were in the car, I get a little impatient on the freeway,
Mm,
Mhm.
and sometimes I voice that impatience. And my son said to me one day, "Mom, you know, it I don't really like it when you get mad in traffic. We're not in a hurry. It's no big deal. Just calm down.
mm.
Aw.
Just focus on where you're going and, and on the drive and have fun and stop yelling at people." And
Wow.
I did. I really took that to heart. And I thought, it does not serve me to get mad at other drivers. It's not doing anything to them. It's not fixing the situation. It's just
Right.
making me more upset and more impatient. So I think, man, sometimes kids, they see things differently than us. And when
Yeah.
they're brave enough to say it and call us out, I think that that's amazing. I love it when my son does
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
He's
Mhm.
really wise.
I would say so. Yeah. And how old was he when he said that?
Oh, I think he's had to tell me twice, about 10 years apart. So I think he told me again this year, but he told me
Mm,
the first time when he was about 10.
mm.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
That's
a little
wise. He might
smarter.
have been around. This might not be his first rodeo. He might have been around a few lifetimes.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
Hmm. It's interesting. And you mentioned the car, and I can do that too. I've yelled, I've cursed in the car, and it just made me think that we have no problem being bold while driving in a
Right?
car. We speak up, we say whatever we want.
True.
Remove us from the car, and suddenly it's like that makes me think of Michigan J Frog, that would like,
Yes,
hello my honey, hello my baby, and then somebody
right.
be in the room and he'd be like, ribbit.
That was so funny. I
Yeah.
remember that frog.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's very funny. Turning any situation into a positive one. Many times I'm on the road and people give me the finger, and instead of me getting upset, you know what I do? I'm like, oh, they think I'm number one.
Yes,
Yay!
just wave.
Thank
Yeah,
you
just
so
wave.
much. A big fan. Yes, yes, you're a fan too. So
Oh
for me,
my god.
when I drive, I don't tailgate. I'm not on somebody's tail.
Yeah,
I
that's
give people
dangerous.
I give people the leeway. Listen, if you think you're gonna cut me off, go for it, right?
Yeah.
One time I got hit. I was the passenger, and it was a slick road. We
Yeah.
didn't see the person behind us, and they were flying. We were probably doing 50. They had to be because it was raining, right? They had to be doing 90
Oh
on
my
a slick
gosh.
road.
Wow.
So they try to go around us like this, and then they went like they spun, and then they went boom. And if it wasn't for that middle, between the front door and the back door,
Yeah.
that's where he hit, and that's
Ooh.
what saved my life, right?
Wow.
We spun around, and he was in a sports car. We were in a regular sedan. And I kind of like when we spun around, the person that was driving closed their eyes and put their head down. And I was just looking and seeing things. And the person, we were facing the oncoming traffic. They were facing the other way, but we went side to side. And they kind of looked and they took off, right? They left. And so all I said was, get off the road to my driver, right? I said, get off the road, go pull to the side, quick. Cars are coming. Are coming. They're going to hit us again and again. I said, pull over. And she started crying. And I said, stop crying. Just drive to the curb.
Yes.
And afterwards, I mean, the car was total. The car was total.
Wow.
It was a miracle that neither one of us was hurt.
Oh, yeah.
It was a miracle. And especially because it came on my side. It would have been on my right side. I would have been through, right?
Yeah.
Thank God for that bar. And even the when we took it to the auto shop, the guy's like, this car's totaled. But I got to tell you, if it wasn't for that, you would be a dead person right now. We wouldn't have this conversation.
Wow.
So when I look at people on the road, where do you have to be that is so important that you'd rather be being driven later by a hearse or an ambulance
Right.
and get to your destination? So that's my view on driving, right? Because when I was younger, I used to do that. And I can still do it if I have no choice, right? And guess what? Every day I have a choice.
Yeah.
Not, if I'm going to be late somewhere, I'd rather be late than having some doctor looking at me because I'm laid up in a hospital somewhere. So just thought I'd share that with everybody listening. So consider doing boldly moves, but driving cautiously.
Yeah.
And not like, oh my God, not like this kind of driving, but chill, just chill when you drive.
Yes. I always tell my husband when somebody is speeding past us or cuts us off, I say, you know what? They probably have to go to the bathroom really bad and don't want to do it in their pants.
Or I said, look, a celebrity who had to go, more important than me.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Let them go, right?
Yeah, just let them go. It's all right.
Do you remember Eddie Murphy when he did his stand-up skit when he was young? And he had this red outfit. It might have been Raw. And he's driving, and there's a guy going, and then they both pull up to the light, and then he gets out. They cut out all this stuff, but it made no difference because we're in the same place.
Yeah. Yeah. Aren't you glad you sped up to be at this red light with me?
Yeah. And I see that all the time. I see people flying, and then all of a sudden they get caught at the light. You know.
Yeah.
It's interesting how this conversation has gone into traffic.
I know. What happened?
Well, and it's related to speaking boldly and acting boldly, because I feel like it's easy to speak and act boldly within a vehicle. Take the person out of the vehicle and suddenly it's hard to speak your truth.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes, have you ever seen, like imagine you're trying to cut Shaq off, giving him the finger, and you don't know it's Shaq, and then all of a sudden he gets out of the car. You get out of the car, want to beat him up, and then you go up and you're looking. Hello, Shaq. I've seen that happen so many times, right? And road rage is it's a scary thing, and but you never know who's driving, right? Or what they're carrying. I've seen people get shot. Because you don't know what somebody's carrying or what they have, or situations are different, and we're all bold when we don't have to confront someone. face to
Right.
face. Things change, they can escalate really quickly. So even your words are very powerful in how, if we speak boldly, and you talked about it earlier, Kelly, how our words can impact somebody's life. But also, if we continue to say certain words, they're going to impact our lives because we believe it. The
Yeah.
more the more you say something, the more you believe it. And that's why liars continue to be liars. They
Yes,
believe the lies.
they do. They convince themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I heard once from a psychologist, I think, that our past, our memories of the past are so tenuous anyway that we can tell ourselves,
There I am again. I don't know what's going on. Pardon me.
hop on the train.
I'm not sure. I thought I shut it off, but no, obviously I did not.
That's hilarious.
All right. I
So you
shut
were
it off
saying
the wrong way, but
their
it still
memories
comes
are
through,
so
right?
tenuous,
Yeah,
and
that
then that's the last thing I heard.
we can convince ourselves that things went differently than they did.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually know a pathological liar pretty well, and they literally believe the lies that they have been telling for years.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can also harness that for good because like if you grew up with, some kind of a traumatic experience, you can kind of just rewrite that. Just tell yourself, well, here's how I wanted it to go, so I'm going to believe it went this way. I'm going to believe that somebody came in, gave me the strength to do what I needed to do to take the trauma out of that memory
mm,
and remember it differently. And then, therefore, everything in your life went a little bit differently from that moment forward. And you can be a different person. You can be somebody that stands up for themselves, or somebody that says what they need to say, or somebody that breaks through limits because you rewrote that memory yourself.
mm.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes you can lie to yourself in a good way. You
Mm-hmm.
can be a pathological rewriter of your story instead of a pathological liar. You just rewrite your story and change who you are, change how you show up in the world, change what
Yeah.
you believe about yourself, change, the message you send out. So it's maybe not always that bad to be a liar if you look at it that way.
If you look
You,
at it
you
that way.
know, you
Yeah.
know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing that yes, that can work, but what if it comes back, right? And I think we have to go to Disney and say, "Let it go," let it go. Because if we hold on to it and we change the narrative, if you will, like I
Yeah.
love what you're saying, and it is true. We got to change because the way I grew up is not who I am today.
Right.
But that did happen to me, right? But I don't want to keep harping on it, right?
Yeah.
Because harps are supposed to make beautiful music, and I don't want to harp on it.
Right.
I want to be able to understand that maybe I went through that, but I can't hold on to it. I got to let it go. And
Yeah.
then, yes, create a new narrative.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if we somehow think we can hold on to it, it will keep knocking. And that's a
Yeah.
door we don't want to open necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't want to keep using your hard experiences as an excuse to be a mean person, to not show up, to stay stuck in your comfort zone. At some point, you got to stop making excuses for the trauma you went through when you were a kid. We all had trauma.
Mm.
We don't have to let it be our excuse for why we never do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
Let
said.
it go. Let
I
it go,
like
Elsa.
let it go. Let it go.
Mhm.
I like the fact that you said we all have trauma, and some people experience it deeper than others, right?
Yeah.
Some for some kids, drama is dropping their ice cream. But
Yes.
other ones, it's when am I going to get my next meal?
Yeah.
Other ones are I hope
Huge
daddy doesn't
range.
hit me or mommy doesn't hit me, kind of deal,
Yes.
right? So there's all types of drama, and then people are like, I hope my girlfriend loves me or my boyfriend loves me. so that we can create drama that is not necessary.
Yeah.
Because if you're with somebody who doesn't love you, there's other people in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, very interesting.
What a great conversation we've had today.
Right.
Deep. Yeah, we went pretty deep.
We went everywhere.
And we kept it light and fun. We had music throughout the show, different fun sounds.
The train came and went.
Train came. That's
The
it.
train came and went. We missed the train.
Missed the train. There's another one coming. Don't worry.
There's another one coming always, so have no fear.
That must have been the express one because it went through quick.
Yeah, it was fast.
It really did. Yeah.
Anybody watching, do us a favor, share the show with somebody. I mean, there was such great ideas and concepts that we did share today. Yes, we are laughing, we're having fun, but some of it, it's pretty serious and deep. When we think about trauma, when we think about the way we speak, the way we say no, or how we turn a no into a yes for us, right? Because you may get told a no, and that means, okay, no here, let me go find a yes. And if you're a salesperson, you know a yes is not the one you always want to hear, because sometimes a no will get you the best sale.
Mhm.
I don't want to hear yes all day long as a salesman. I want to
Right.
hear some no's, and why not, and how come, and all this. So think about, our lives is so incredible. You need to live it beautifully.
Mm.
Yes. We would love for people to get in touch with you. So we're going to put your information across the screen. You have 45 seconds. Tell us what they can expect from you.
Well, if they go to this link, they're going to get my workbook that is called 10 Steps to Find the Message in Your Mess. And if you have any desire to speak, even on Facebook, even doing a live, or if you want to coach people or anything, if you've got a message you want to share, one of the things I see people really struggle with is, I have a million stories. I don't know how to make a speech out of that. So this workbook, it basically baby steps you through the process of finding the stories in your life, finding the ones from that list that work for your audience, and then turning it into a keynote speech.
Ooh,
Yeah.
love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to go check that out myself.
It's a fun workbook.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Thanks. Oh, you're
Sifu,
muted.
you are mute. Yeah, just realized that. Thought I saw his mouth moving. It's kind of
I
covered.
know.
I was practicing my being a ventriloquist, and I failed. Failed.
Epic fail.
But I'm learning. See, that's
You'll
it.
get better.
From every failure, there's opportunity to learn and grow.
Always.
So you're up.
I'm up. All right. Thank you, Sifu. So I'm Nikki Gangemi, and you can connect with me at nikkigangemi.com, as you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And I've got different ways to help you start to quiet the mental chaos, to learn how to speak up without second guessing, to set healthy boundaries, and really just show up authentically as yourself, comfortable in your own skin. So you can get started there with my CALM method, CALM, which helps you to retrain your brain on how to start thinking differently in your favor.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Thanks.
We all need that.
Yes, we
Yeah.
Calm. Calm the cortisol.
And I'm Sifu Rafael. What can I say? I help people reset, restore, and rise, whether that's through their health, their communication, or the way they show up in leadership. For me, it's not about adding more to your plate. It's about giving you clarity and a proven system that feels perfect without burning you out. Because who wants to be burned out? So I'm here to serve you by helping you unlock the discipline, the energy, and the mindset that already lives inside of you. So how can you show up stronger for yourself, for your family, and for your personal mission? Also, if you notice, Nikki, I do have a new QR code in the corner here. And we'll
see
just set one up for you also when you speak. So you can click on that QR code and you can go to Sifu's Mind Body SifuRafael.com, that /SMB, which is Sifu's Mind Body Method, and we can definitely have a conversation.
Awesome.
So blessed to have you both, incredible women in red, with me today. Thank you for being such bright human beings. Love it. Love it.
Thank you.
Everybody do me a favor. Share this show. Right. It was beautifully done today. And I have no way of knowing where this conversation was going, but man, was it fun. Was it fun?
It was fun. Yes. Fun on a Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, but in about 10 minutes, I have another show with Celeste Moore, and you got to come check that one out. It's on Coaching Call. All right, everybody, have a blessed and beautiful rest of your day. Take care.